Nobody sat me down and told me how to date as a gay Igbo man from Africa. Nobody told me what to expect. Nobody told me about the specific complications that comes from being queer and African and trying to build something real with another person. I had to figure it out myself. I did everything I needed to do for myself. And this episode is everything I wish someone had told me. Welcome back. Charles here. This is Igbo Queer and Unfiltered, my dear, that do not get talked about enough. The shame you carry into relationships, the secrecy, the family questions, the cultural expectations, the layers of identity you are navigating simultaneously. So I remember when I first moved to Manchester, I did not know that a lot of things about how I grew up in Nigeria and everything was affecting the way I was trying to communicate with men and deal with men and things like this. Because everything you have some form of like feeling how you see things and all of the things. It was wild in the way I was approaching things without actually realizing what was going on with me. So yeah, have I said welcome? Welcome. This is Igbo Queer and Unfiltered. Okay, what you bring into every relationship can be different for everybody. Can be different for you, can be different for me. But the truth of the matter is that before you even go on a first date, you bring things with you. Years of internalized shame, the voice of a parent or a pastor who told you that who you are is wrong, a deep uncertainty about whether you deserve to be loved as you actually are. As you are. We were taught that you can never be in a relationship as a gay person. But the truth of the matter is that most queer African men have never seen their kind of relationship reflected back at them. Not in their family, not in their culture, not in the media they grew up consuming. So the thing that happens to us as queer African people is that we walk into dating without any plan, without any map, without any toolbook. And you do not know, and you don't know what healthy gay relationship looks like because you were never, ever shown one. Nobody showed us what it looks like, what it's supposed to be like, how we are supposed to be treated. And you might not even believe you deserve love, that you deserve one. And that is the starting point for many of us. And it is important to name it because it affects us deeply. It affects everything we do. Let me tell you something. You cannot fully receive love you do not believe you deserve. I never really understood that this was happening to me. And I always felt like, as a gay person, who is going to really, really care and really, really love me the way I should be loved and all of the things. And I kept running away from things, from people who were showing me the love that I deserve. I remember somebody was really, really kind to me one time. I went to see this person at Manchester University on Oxford Road one evening. I was reading and he said, well, let's see each other and talk. I went to see him and I was really, really like, okay, what does he want? Why is he being nice? And all of these things, you know, because we always feel like we don't deserve. The secrecy problem we have is that many gay African men are dating in secret. That's the truth. Secret from family, secret from colleagues, secret from community. Secrecy does something very specific to a relationship. It shrinks it. It makes relationship anyhow. A relationship that cannot be seen cannot grow to its full potential. You cannot bring your partner home. You cannot post a photo. You cannot introduce him as what he actually is. I've seen people who have boyfriends, and when they want to talk to their family and friends and people like this, they will be like, he's a friend. He's a friend. They cannot introduce you as their boyfriend, as their husband, as who you are to them. And the truth of the matter is that that performance is exhausting and it can create an imbalance, which means one person is often more out than the other, or both are closeted to different degrees. And the relationship is constantly navigating whose safety takes priority in which room. And I have seen this so many times. I know gay people that will want to date you and you are open to dating them. But the thing is that sometimes you want to go to somewhere and they won't be able to go to that place because they have a wife. Sometimes you want to travel and they won't be able to travel with you because they won't be able to leave their wife and children. Or they will be like, oh, I'm not going to travel with a man because everyone will know that I'm gay. There is a difference between protecting your safety and disappearing your relationship and hiding your relationship. One is a survival strategy. The other is a form of self-erasure. And let me tell you, all of this will damage whoever you are in a relationship with. Both of you. Because a relationship you have to hide is a relationship you are being taught to be ashamed of. That is why I say I have a man all the time. I kiss my man my man in public. We do whatever we do, and that is our business. It is nobody's business. At some point, the family will have a question. That's the thing. At some point in every serious gay African relationship, the question arrives. What do we tell them? What do we tell them? What happens to us if we do? These questions can sit over a relationship like a massive weight. What I have observed is that the family question often becomes a test of how much each person values the relationship. When one person is ready to be honest with their family and the other person is not, resentment can build. And when neither of you is ready, but time keeps moving, the relationship can feel like it is in permanent suspension. Real, but unacknowledged. Serious, but invisible. There is no universal answer to this. Some families will surprise you, some will not. What matters is that both of you in this relationship are honest with each other about where you are, even where they are complicated. I know a lot of queer Nigerians who are in relationships where it is extremely complicated for them and they are constantly in hiding. But let me tell you something. I feel like a lot of us queer African people do not understand that we deserve a relationship that does not require us to disappear, to hide ourselves. And we need to know this. Dating across cultures, like I am with a white man. So many of us gay African men date outside our culture. And that brings its own specific set of dynamics. There is the person who maybe will be crazy and they will fetishize your Africanness. I'm telling you, who is attracted to an idea of you that has very little to do with who you actually are. There is the person who cannot understand why your family is so complicated. And I am lucky that I'm with a man who doesn't do any of these things. He doesn't fetishize. He understands the intersection. He understands the struggle of gay people from Africa. He understands a lot of these things. And when you are dating outside of your race, it is important for you to date somebody who is not going to fetishize you, who is not going to fetishize your culture. When I have conversations with my man about my family dynamics, about queerness, about homophobia in Africa and Nigeria and all of these things, he understands. He understands. Sometimes he even gives me examples of some of the situations and explains to me why he understands. And this is the thing. You cannot be, and you should never be with a person who will never ever understand where you're coming from and your situation and your history and your culture. You should never be with someone like that. Because a lot of you will be dating people who don't even care about you, who will tell you that people like you are this and that, and they will be berating you and treating you anyhow, and you're there just because of they like your whatever, and you're there thinking they love you. Just be with the right person. And be careful not to be with a person who takes your openness about your identity for granted because they have never had to fight for it. Because I fought to be open about my identity, and that should never be taken for granted. Dating outside your race is not a problem. It requires your partner to do real work, to understand what you carry, where you come from, why certain things are more complicated for you than they might be for them. Because a partner who refuses to do that work will always be loving a version of you that is missing its most important parts. You deserve a partner who can hold the full weight of your story, not just the parts that are easy to love. Because I'm telling you this, I have known people who, as soon as they got to know things that are deeper with me, my life history, my story, my struggles, my ups and downs, and everything that has happened, and everything that brought me where I am today, they will be like, I don't understand that. I don't know how that works. Why is it that your people cannot just be open? As if that's simple. As if that's simple. Sometimes some people will just treat your situation as if that's simple. And when you are talking to someone like this, I think you should stop speaking to them. If that person is never going to understand, that person shouldn't be in your life at all. We all want that. But what does healthy relationship actually looks like? A healthy relationship does not require you to perform straightness or invisibility. A healthy relationship does not make you feel like your identity is an inconvenience. A healthy relationship has space for both of your cultures and both of your complications. A healthy relationship allows you to be honest about where you are in your journey without punishment. You are allowed to wait for that. You are not too much, too complicated, too African, too gay, or too anything to deserve a relationship that sees you completely. And I need a lot of you to know this. There's someone that I know somehow, and whenever I talk to him, he's with someone that is not of his race, of a different culture. And some of the things that he says that they talk with this person, and I'll be like, what the hell? But each to their own, each to their own. I need you to stop accepting relationships that only love the parts of you that are easy. Because a lot of us tend to meet people who just want that easy parts of us, who is not going to love every of us, who is not going to fight for us, who is not going to be there when the going is tough. You deserve to do whatever you are doing, your relationship with someone who chooses you. And when I mean chooses you, they should choose all of you, not just the version that is comfortable and convenient for them. Choose people who choose you. And know your worth before you walk into any room. Know your worth, please. Because you are amazing. You deserve everything fabulous. You deserve somebody to treat you like you matter, like you are a human being. You deserve a wonderful love. Even if you are not able to tell your family, just do what is required of you. I want you to stay wonderful, to know that you are the light, that you are amazing, that you are fabulous. There is nothing wrong with you, that you deserve love, you deserve kindness, you deserve compassion, you deserve empathy, you deserve someone to understand and love you and love all of you because you are wonderful. I have been Charles. This has been Igbo Queer and Unfiltered Podcasts. Thank you so much for joining the Movement for Visibility, Truth and Representation. Thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful time. I will see you in the next episode.